Hello people, today we are going to learn about planning process group, project management processes, estimate activity resource. So let's get started. Estimate activity resources is the process of estimating the type and quantities of material, human resource, equipment, or supplies required to perform each activity. The key benefit of this process is that it identifies the type, quantity, and characteristic of resources required to complete the activity, which allows more accurate cost and duration estimates. The inputs required are schedule management plan, activity list, activity attributes, resource calendars, risk register, activity cost estimate, enterprise environmental factors, organizational process asset. The tools and techniques involved are expert judgment, alternative analysis, published estimate data, bottom-up estimating, project management software, and output is activity resource requirement, resource breakdown structure, and project document updates. So let's see inputs one by one. First input is schedule management plan. The schedule management plan identifies the level of accuracy and the units of measure for the resources to be estimated. The second input is activity list. The activity list identifies the activity which will need resources. The third is activity attributes. The activity attributes provides the primary data input for use in estimating those resources required for each activity in the activity list. Resource calendar. A resource calendar is the calendar that identifies the working days and shifts on which each specific resource is available. Information on which resources, such as human resource, equipment, and material, are potentially available during a planned activity period and is used for estimating resource utilization. Resource calendars specify when and how long identified project resources will be available during the project. This information may be at the activity or project level. This knowledge includes consideration of attributes such as resource experience or skill level, as well as various geographical locations from which the resources originate and when they may be available. Then other inputs are a risk register. Risk event may impact resource selection and availability. Update to risk register are included with the project document updates. Then there is activity cost estimate. The cost of resources may impact resource selection. Then there is enterprise environmental factor that can influence the estimate activity resource process, include resource location, availability, and scale. Then the organizational process asset that can influence the estimate activity resources process include policies and procedures regarding staffing, policies and procedure regarding rental and purchase of supplies and equipment, and historical information regarding types of resources used for similar work on previous projects. The tools and techniques involved are expert judgment is often required to assess the resource-related inputs to this process. Any group or person with specialized knowledge in resource planning and estimating can provide such expertise. Then there is alternative analysis tools and techniques. Many scheduled activities have alternative method for accomplishment. They include using various levels of resource capability or skills, different size or type of machine, different tools, hand versus automated, and make a rent or buy decision regarding the resource. Then there is published estimating data. Several organizations routinely publish updated production rates and unit cost of resources for an extensive array of labor trades, material, and equipment for different countries, geographical locations within the country. Let's learn about bottom-up tools and bottom-up estimating. Under tools and techniques, bottom-up estimating is a method of estimating project duration or cost by aggregating the estimates of the lower level components of work breakdown structure. When an activity cannot be estimated with reasonable degree of confidence, the work within the activity is decomposed into more detail. The resource needs are estimated. These estimates are then aggregated into total quantity of for each of the activities resources. Activities may or may not have dependencies between them that can affect the application and use of resources. If there are dependencies, the pattern of resource usage is reflected and documented in the estimated requirements of the activity. Then we use project management software as tools and technique. Such project management software such as scheduling software tool has the capability to help plan, organize, manage resource pools, and develop resource estimates. Depending upon the sophistication of the software, resource breakdown structure, resource availability, resource rate, and various resource calendar can be defined to assist in optimizing resource utilization. The output is activity resource requirement. So let's learn about this. The activity resource requirement identify the types and quantities of resources required for each activity in work package. These requirements then can be aggregated to determine the estimated resources for each work package and each work period. The amount of detail and the level of specificity of the resource requirement description can vary by application area. The resource requirement document for each activity can include the basis of estimate for each resource as well as the assumptions that were made in determining which type of resources are applied, their availability, and the quantities are used. Then the second output is resource breakdown structure. The resource breakdown structure is hierarchical representation of resources by category and type. Examples of resource categories include labor, material, equipment, and supplies. Resource types may include the skill level, grade level, or other information as appropriate to the project. The resource breakdown structure is useful for organizing and reporting project schedule data with resource utilization information. The project document updates may include activity list update, activity attributes update, and resource calendar update. So guys, I hope you got some idea on the estimating activity resource process. So let's revise once again. The inputs are schedule management plan, activity list, activity attributes, resource calendar, risk register, activity cost estimate, EF and OPA. The tools and techniques used are expert judgment, alternative analysis, published estimating data, bottom-up estimating. This is very important, bottom-up estimating, most widely used. Project management software. Output is activity resource requirement, resource breakdown structure. Resource breakdown structures are sometimes also called RBS, which is the hierarchical representation of the resource based on category, skills, etc. And obviously project document update is the output. So guys, I hope you got some idea on estimate activity resources. Subscribe to my channel or come back to my channel for more videos on PMP and other things. Thank you for watching. See you soon.